What I want to show you is how I've decided I'm going to plan for 2024, and I've done a breakdown of my planner routine. So quarterly, you guys know that I'm going to plan quarterly. I want to make sure I sit down, I have the school calendar, I have my work calendar, birthdays, events, holidays. I have those set up and I will put those down quarterly. So for January, February, and March, I will write down those things first and foremost. Then I'm going to set my financial and personal goals. So I'll show you guys that as well. I am going to review quarterly, each quarter, the school and work calendar anytime that I'm out of office, and I'm going to request any time off ahead of those 3 months. So I did already request some time off for January. If I need any time off for February or March, I'm going to do that before the quarter starts, so before January starts. Monthly, I'm going to make sure I review last month's list. I'm going to make sure I review what days I'm in the office and what days I'm at home, because that leads to everything else. Second, I'm going to do my meal plan and food inventory. So I do have a sheet for where I want to put my meal plan for the month. This will just stay at home. I might end up putting it in here. We'll see. But I can ahead of time weekly just look and see what we have planned for dinners this week and convert that to my planner. That's probably the easiest thing to do. I also have these printable inventory sheets. So these you can print off of the internet. I just look for food inventory. So you want to write down what you have in your pantry, what you have in your fridge, and what you have in your freezer. That will help you when you're doing your meal plan. So I'm going to do that monthly as well. So we'll do the inventory first, and then we can make meal plans based on what we already have, and then decide if we need to go grocery shopping for any extra items. Then I'm going to create my to-do list. So every month I have a monthly to-do list for things that I want to complete in that month, whether it's home projects, phone calls I need to make, just, something that I need to fix in the house. Whether I need to film a certain video, that will be on my monthly to-do list. I also want to add in, like I said, monthly, any birthdays, appointments, or schoolwork. What I did have in my last happy planner was I wrote down all the birthdays. I text everybody that I care about to find out when their birthdays are, when their kids' birthdays are, and I wrote that in my yearly list. So every month I want to make sure I go back and look and put it on the month, because I tend to forget to move it from here to the month. So that's why I wanted to create a routine for myself. I'm also going to do a video calendar for the month. So I'll go in here, find out the days that I want to film, and maybe the subject of what I want to film, and when I'm going to edit as well. So sometimes I'm not able to edit on the same day, depending on how busy that day is. So that's why I want to make sure I have the other things in there first. My budget and my bills, I'll probably keep that in a separate calendar. I do have my own budget sheet calendar that I use. Right now I'm using these. I also just created, like today, a landscape version of this that I'm probably going to start using. So it has a bigger calendar, and then these are on a separate page. This is for any of your fixed expenses, so you can total those out. Let me see if I have a copy. This landscape version is not available on Etsy yet, but it will be. And then I had made some edits here too. You can write down the total of your fixed expenses within each paycheck, and then your monthly total. So that's just another section that I added. You can still use it on the other version, but this one's a little bit more up to date, and it has bigger space for you if you want to use that as well. So that's what I'll be using for my budget, and that stays at home. I don't bring that with me. I also want to start putting a book of the month. So I want to set a library date. I want to set also a self-care date weekly, so that I can do my hair. I can plan for the week, sit down and brain dump. I'm going to call that my Einstein hour. Probably have a couple hours a week to do that. So maybe one on like a Wednesday and one on like a Sunday, to sit down and just think. Not do anything else, not be distracted by anything else. Write down any ideas that I come up with, any to-do list items, just brain dump. So I find that my brain is always going and I'm constantly brain dumping, where if I just set some time aside to just be with my own thoughts, I can get a lot of stuff out out of my head, and then revisit my quarterly goals every month. So I want to make sure I'm still on track with my quarterly goals. I did show you guys my budget quarterly goals. Those are here. So these are my savings challenge and savings goals for the month of January, February, and March. So this is the first quarter. And now I'm going to show you guys my personal goals as well. But back to this weekly, I want to prioritize what I need to do for the week. I do have a problem with prioritizing. Sometimes I have all these different things to do and I don't prioritize what's either due first or what is the most important. So I'm going to make sure that I have a section for that. I'm going to review my monthly to-do list, plug in any chores and meal plan for the week. Like I said, I'll plan it for the month and then just plug in for that week what we have to do, what we plan to eat. So if I need to pick up any extra groceries, I can do that at that time too. Birthdays and events and appointments. Again, I want to make sure that that goes into the week. So we have the month here and then we have the week. So this will be for my, I decided now, this will be for my personal and YouTube planner. I might even section it in half so that I can put my personal on the side and then I can put YouTube on the side. And then I have this other section, this other planner in here that I'm going to use for work. So just for work, and it has these individual weeks here. So now I'll use that. I also want to mark down any days off that I have. So basically everything from the monthly is going to get transferred over to what I need to do weekly so that I don't forget. And I just put a note here that I'm going to mark in self-care nights where I can do my Spanish, my reading, my journaling, everything for that I need to do to prepare for the week, probably on Saturday or Sundays. So that's it for that. So let me show you my goals. So this is a rough draft of my personal goals. I also have financial goals and I have YouTube goals, or content goals, I should say. So I decided to just do one of each. The quarterly goal, or the, what is it called? The 12-week year that I researched or I'm looking into kind of says that you should do just 3 goals so that you can focus and be succinct on what exactly your goals are and your plans on how to get there. So I believe you should have 3 to 4 plans for how you're going to make your goals come to the light or how you're going to accomplish your goals. So I don't know if that was in this book or another one of the millions of self-help books I've read, but that is a tip that I have learned, is to set your goals, set very specific goals. They're called SMART goals. SMART goals stand for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. So that's what I tried to do with my goals here. I also decided I'm going to have a quarterly quote. So anytime that I'm feeling down or I'm feeling discouraged about, what's going on with the day, the month, the week, I am going to say my quarterly quote. This time it is the prayer. I don't know if this is a prayer. I think I asked my mom what scripture this was and she was like, that is not a real prayer. I never knew that. I literally thought this was in the Bible, and I don't think it is. If it is, let me know. But it is, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. That is my quote of the quarter. So I also put a note here that I want to carry my quarterly goals with me. Goal number 1 is my personal goal, which is to stick to a 5:30 a.m. wake up and a 10 p.m. bedtime. So it sounds like a simple goal, but for me, this is huge. So in my self-help journey or reading and podcasts, whatever I've listened to, they said to look at the one goal that's going to affect everything else. So for me, that is sleep. So what goal can you set in your life that's going to have the largest trickle-down effect in other areas in your life? So for me, it's sleep and being on a routine. So if I can go to sleep at a normal time, which normally I get about 4 hours of sleep. Yes, I know it's terrible, which it has been fine for me for all these years. And now that I'm older, it's kind of like the last couple months, it is kicking my butt. So when I first got a real good night's sleep, I was like, oh, this is how normal people function. So that doesn't happen often, but the first step I did was to get some melatonin, and not the regular melatonin. I'll show you what one I got. I am not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nurse. This is not advice for you to diagnose yourself, but I did get some extended release melatonin. My friend gave me one and it worked so well. So I am going to keep using those, but I have to take it early enough enough so that I'm not tired in the morning. But so far, I mean, I think I took it like 9:30 last night and I was still ready and charged to go in the morning. I think I even woke up at 4:45 this morning. So that is definitely something that I am going to stick to at least Monday through Friday. So very specific goal, stick to 5:30 a.m. and 10 p.m. bedtime. So in order to do that, oh, I did write down my 5 nights a week minimum. My specific plan is the melatonin between 8:30 and 9 p.m. 10 p.m. seems kind of late, but for me, when I'm usually going to bed by like between 12 and 2 a.m., that's a realistic goal for me to set. So one thing, plans to go into it is to read, journal, or brain dump. Brain dump, my idea for that is to just get everything off of my mind so it's not spinning constantly. So that was my thought for there. Maybe if I get everything out of my mind or planning tomorrow, then I'll be able to kind of just relax and rest. Create a nightly bedtime routine, which I did create for myself. So that just includes, turning off the TV at a certain time. That's not on here, but I want to turn off the TV by 8 p.m. So all TVs in the house are shut off by 8 p.m. The latest. I want to make sure dinner's done at a, appropriate time so that we can do chores. I can film afterwards. So I can take my shower. I have lavender now that I'm going to use. It does kind of help, kind of. So I got the Mr. Teal's lavender. So there's a scrub, there's the body wash, body spray. You can spray it on your pillow and spray it on yourself. So kind of gets you just in the mood to sleep. So those are all things that I am hopefully going to help me with going to bed on time. And that kind of just sets up your whole day for something better. And if I get up early enough, I can do some chores in the morning so that I don't have to worry about that at night. So when I get home from work, I can I can cook dinner, I can film, and then I can get my nightly routine ready to go. Second goal is my financial, kind of ties into what already I have planned for the first quarter. So complete at least 2 savings challenges. So for me, I want to finish the birthday savings challenge, which I believe is about $350. So birthdays is the quarter goal is $350. So if I can finish that savings goal, I will be very happy. The remaining goal for the succulent challenge that I have in my savings challenge book is $238. So if I can finish these 2 within the next 3 months, I'll be happy. If nothing else but these 2 things get done, I'll be very happy. It's a large goal still, but if I can minimum get those out of the way, I can do that. And you'll see that I have birthdays in my always fund. So for me, my always fund is something that I contribute to every time that I get paid. So it's a small amount, $15, but that will also head towards my goal. And I do plan on taking any YouTube income and contributing that to my birthday and my daughter's birthdays as well. So her goal for her, she's going to get $200. I'm just going to get $150. She's fine with that. I'm fine with that. We have very simple birthday goals because we are saving up for larger vacations for next year. So that's the financial goal. Contribute any extra funds and roll over to the savings challenges. That's the plan. Contribute YouTube income, like I said, and practice a no spend or low spend week. So I want to do 1 or 2 of those within the next quarter. I'll let you guys know how that goes. I'm not the biggest fan of no spends because I don't think it's when you spend the money as much as how much you're spending. I don't know. That's just my thought process on it. But I am going to try to do either a no spend or low spend week and try to stay on budget for that. The YouTube goal is to reach 4,000 subscribers by the end of the first quarter, so by the end of March. Thank you so much to those of you who have subscribed. Thanks for the new subscribers, for the OGs. Thank you everybody for watching and commenting and sharing my videos. Thank you. We definitely got more since the last video, so I appreciate that. We got a lot closer than we were. So even if we don't make it, I'm still happy about where we are right now. But 4,000 by the end of quarter, which is March. Make a YouTube calendar, post regularly. So that these are ways that I intend on making it to that goal, and to create a filming and editing routine. So I want to be on a routine that I can share with you guys weekly or bi-weekly. You know that I do every other Saturday my pre-payday preps, so you guys are prepared for that, where I get ready for my upcoming paycheck and kind of estimate. I always do my monthly budgets So that's in there, and my midweek check-ins. So those are a few routines that I have. If I have any others, I can add that as well, just to try to get to that goal. So I have one personal, one financial, and one YouTube goal. Those are my goals. I'm happy I was finally able to narrow it down, because trust me, I had so many goals written down. It was unrealistic. So each quarter I'll come back and show you guys different goals. I'll come back and show you these personal goals, and I'll show you new quarterly goals every quarter, because I do have a quarterly breakdown of the goals for the year. So I want to try to make it more realistic and complete these goals each quarter. I do have 3 months to complete these goals, so I will check in and let you know how I'm doing. I do have a habit tracker, which is going to help me track. Where did I put it? That's a good question. They gave me a habit tracker sample, so I'm going to use it. Here it is. Put it in front of January. So I'm going to use this at least for the month of January and February, since there's a front and a back. I love habit tracking. I do. I probably have more habits than this that I want to track. But top of the list is going to be what time I went to bed. I can use these to track, and I saw them color coded. I saw on the Amazon site, I saw them color code each one. So you can write your goals here, or your habits that you want to track, in different colors. And then you just color it in those lines that it coordinates with for the month. So you can track up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So, and then you just write your month at the top, and then at the end of the month, you can review what you're proud of, what you could have done better at. So definitely my AM and my nightly routine will be in there. Maybe even I'll track whether I've uploaded anything, and maybe I'll track no spends here as well. That's probably what I'll do. I have a whole list of habits that I track right now. I don't know if they're going to move over to 2024, but I do try to track my moods, when I journaled, when I did Spanish, when I've had quality time with my daughter. I always want to make sure I do that. Quality time is not the same as just being in the same house. So I want to make sure I do that, and probably reading too. So I'll show you this when I decide on what's going to be the 2024 habit trackers, but they're always going to align with the goals that I have here. That's it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. I want you to always remember, it is about progression and not about perfection, even when it comes down to goals. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Happy saving. Bye.